Very warm welcome to our day two of the Open Source Week. Today's our session topic is FOSS in education. So we are here today to discuss one of the most potent and hopeful moments in the modern education system is the integration of free and open source technology into our classrooms. When we look into the journey, we see a story of achievements. We have tangible proof from projects like Kerala IT at school, which successfully brought FOSS to over 6 million students. This monumental effort taught us profound lesson that success of technology in education isn't just about the code, it's about people. It's about empowering teachers to become creators, trusting students to become leaders, and building a collaborative community to solve the problem together. They proved the FOSS can be implemented at scale and can thrive. And a very success invites us the dream even bigger. The spirit of FOSS was never just about providing a free alternative, it was founded on the ideals of freedom, curiosity, and sharing of the knowledge. It's a philosophy that believes in our collective ability to build a better future. So, our conversation today must be both celebratory and critically aware. We celebrate the practical victories, but we must also ask tough questions. How do we ensure that FOSS serves as a powerful engine for true accessibility, not just by removing price tags, but by breaking down barrier of language, culture, and ability? How do we move beyond seeing it as a mere cost-saving measure and instead champion it as a profound investment in creating a truly inclusive learning environment? An environment where student and teacher can collaborate, learn, customize tool, translate content, and build solution that works for everyone. Now, I would like to introduce our speakers for today's session, Mr. Anvar Sadath. Uh, Mr. K. Anvar Sadath has been serving as the CEO of Kerala Infrastructure and Technology for Education, KITE, since 2016. An accomplished technocrat, he holds MCA, MBA, LLB degrees and has previously led initiatives such as IT at School, Akshaya, and the UNDP's e-Krasi projects. In 2018, he became the first Indian to receive the International Contribution Award from the USA-based Association for Educational Communication and Technology (KICT) for his work in the digital education. A prolific writer, he has authored 8 publications and contributed extensively to IT-related columns since 1999. Under his leadership, KITE has revolutionized Kerala's education landscape by implementing 45,000 high-tech classrooms, 11,000 high-tech labs, and 29,000 robotic labs. He has also spearheaded the globally recognized Little Kites IT Club's initiative and is a strong advocate of free and open source technology. Welcome, Mr. Anwar.
Thank you, Suraj, for the nice introduction.
Sir, I would like to invite you for an opening statement on our topic, FOSS in education.
Yeah, in fact, forcing an education is both are that much bundled for us that we cannot think of an education now without force. This is not just a simple statement, because while looking back, what Kerala has been achieved for the last 2 decades for in terms of digital education. Uh, we, we were no, we have been able to do this without barriers and without much hindrances, and encompassing the knowledge available across the globe by using the best available resources. And that's only because of free and open source software, which the decision we the government of Kerala has taken since 2007. So there are so many aspects of using technology in education. The basic things, which are the basic structure, if you ask me on that, that will be that it should not create a situation that the technology leads your curriculum or pedagogy. Instead, it should be part and parcel of the curriculum. So we placed our curriculum and learning objectives and the related aspects, the academic aspects first, and we use the technology to supplement, to enhance, to facilitate that one, for which you will have to customize, you have to make it freely available, you have to ensure that equitable reach equity for all children on digital resources and materials, which you cannot do without free and open source software. And that is my opening remarks.
On the just connecting with the opening remarks, our first question is like, why FOSS is very significant for the education. Apart of you have covered in your opening remarks, but still, I mean, we talk about Kerala. Kerala has a high literacy, and but if we talk about other state, uh, who does which does not have that much high literacy, and they are not that much digitally literate. So why FOSS is so significant for such states in education?
Yeah, see, we have started the journey of IT at school in 2000. In 2001, it was little. 2000, the idea has emerged, and 2001's materialized as a project. In 2003, we made IT as a subject for class 8. There is an IT textbooks at that time. Next year, 2004 for class 9 and 2005 for class 10. So in 2005, information technology became the part of the state board examination, the SSLC examination or class 10 examination, which is a board examination at that time, almost 20 years ago. Before. So the initial strategy, so this proprietary software were exclusively used, and that has been done in the textbook also. That has been written in the textbook also. In 2007, post to the 2006, the shift just started, so that there will be a description of uh, Microsoft Office and Open Office parallelly. So it would be like a bilingual sort of thing. It will have both, but still the usage was more of proprietary software that time. In 2006-7, the new IT policy for Government of Kerala, when Mr. Achyutanandan was the chief minister and Sheme Baby, he was the educational minister. The government has made a clear policy that the free and open source software will be priority will be given for free and open source software. Though it was a priority sort of thing in at the education, the school education, we have kept it as it is. We have made it mandatory. So in 2007, the 8 academic year, the whole system, the whole practical, the whole software has been changed to free software at that time. Okay. So the journey actually started in 2007. Then 2009, we have started the ICT enabled education. So instead of having as a IT as a tool, like some, instead of giving a skill based education, we have started integrating all other subject matters also through education software into the IT curriculum. So IT curriculum itself will not be a tool-based thing alone or skill-based thing alone, but it gives a ICT-enabled education, at least 40% of the whole textbook. That practice we started in 2010. Then so many packages, so many application customization. So we have internally started in by 2011 we have started building our own versions of Linux Ubuntu customized Ubuntu customized version. We call it IT at School GNU Linux at that time. Okay. Then when it comes to certain applications like animations, video editing and all, okay, at that time, that was early 2011, I think, yeah, early 2011, 2010, 11 time. Then there were some experiments which we are going through Maya and the proprietary software. I don't, some softwares that doesn't exist even now, but there are high cost proprietary software, but certain schools, certain teachers were using that through pirated ways, that sort of. So this demand has created a situation that we have to look in for an alternate solution, force-based solution, which leads us to cartoons, 2P2D at that time. So the animation become part of the curriculum in 2012, 2011, 12. So this has created a great confidence in the system, And we understood that without paying the license fee and with having the freedom to to modify and to distribute, we can do whatever thing which was possible with the technology. At that time we were very clean, we were very confident for up to class 10, but there were issue in class 11 and 12 wherein the accounting package tally was mandatory for some business accounting students who some plus one plus two students, higher secondary students who have opted for business accounting. The issue with that software is that it's not a free software. That is one issue. Even if you use the pirated one, you have to use Windows. You cannot use the you cannot run that on a FOSS OS application. It took 2-3 years for us to tackle that situation, and GNU Kata came in. The last migration was for AutoCAD, LibreCAD we have used. So when by 2016-17 we have completely done the shifting, and the way that our teachers are building the applications and customizing the applications with the curricular need by using the source code, this gives us the abundant freedom to use it on our academic ways. And coming to the cost part, we are not emphasizing the cost, but it's a tip of iceberg, as we say. Even the Niti Aayog and the UNICEF all study reports have highlighted the achievements of saving 3,000 crore rupees by using free and open software suite in 2 lakh laptops in Kerala. So that's one part. Now also for doing even the AI based things, the journey has we are facing some challenges with artificial intelligence, which I may explain later. But the strength which gives you have the scratch this thing, you have the Salzburg University's GeoGebra, you have the FET, which is a beautiful repository of simulation softwares, and you can do whatever customization you want. We have not used the GeoGebra or FET as it is. We have done the customization according to your pedagogy, according to your curriculum. So that freedom, coupled with the enormous possibilities of free and open source software, gives us, has proven in Kerala that the proper digital education is possible only with free and open source software.
Uh, so as you brought the AI in your answer, there is a lot of AI tools are developing, and we are also talking about open source in AI. So right now we have a lot of proprietary AI software and tools. How you are looking into it to integrate with the FOSS in education system?
See, when it comes to AI, there is a situation which has emerged whether you cannot distribute certain things, that whether it is open source or proprietary. Okay, this has created a post cloud-based environment also, but we still doesn't insist an 100% online system for our schools in classrooms. Okay, especially for the primary and upper primary students, class 1 to 7. With the AI, the issue that we all know that of having our own knowledge base or data set without algorithmic biases or the way what I say, the variations and all. So when the AI this thing come, we have started giving training to our teachers, which was on the existing tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Leonardo, that sort of things. But we have we have taken them through the different stages of that, including the evaluation. When they have done the evaluation of the subject which they teach, they identified the errors, the aberrations in the results. This sort of, so we were able to convince them that unless otherwise we have the domain, we have our own knowledge base, especially in education. It's okay for you to prepare some summary of a document, or to have to write a poem or to draw pictures, that's all things. But when it comes to the core education value, unless you have your own data sets, your own AI system built on your data set and knowledge base, you will have a problem. and the privacy issues and the taking your personal data of this engine, we have given another system which is already there, which doesn't need them to give their personal data to get it for them to log in. Instead, they can use their official ID plus some school ID sort of things, pen number sort of thing, which no other details like mobile number or email ID or other details has to be given. Then it comes to students, we instead of going to the tools and all, still we have not permitted for the student to use the tools in the as part of IT textbook. We have given the ideas of basic things how the AI system is built. In last year, in the class 7, we have introduced computer vision, which gives them know how the facial recognition, the our gestures, our angry movement, happy movement, all those things, how the system identifies that. So they write the program. It's sort of re-engineering thing and those sorts of things, and that has been extended to the 8, 9, 10. The thing is that we are, with the help of DeepSea, when the DeepSea came, we have taken that API, and the GPU intensive issues have been resolved to a certain extent. And our own engine, we have a resource portal actually. Even before AI, this thing comes, we had our own resource portal. So that resource materials, learning objectives, the pedagogical practices we have taken to that data set and built the knowledge base in. And we have done for class 9 last year, and this year it's been doing for class 10 and 8. So we will be coming with our own AI engine. That is the overall idea for AI intervention in that part.
Uh, as you have mentioned, we have already talked about AI, and we have come a long way with FOSS in Kerala in respect to IT at education, IT at a school, and the KITE. What are the major challenges you have faced while implementing FOSS in uh, education system?
So you see the challenges were we had challenges during 2007 to 9 or 7 to 10, first 2, 3 years maximum. Basically on the installation part and the non-stability of the application, the OS suite and so on. But when we started building our own OS system with our own teachers, that's more important. We are not doing any vendor-driven suite or application. That our team customized that. Basically, they are all teachers, so they know how to do that in a systematic and academic way, and they are very good in training and teaching also. So that helps for them to identify this user friendliness of Linux or the compatibility with the hardware, all those. Now that's a history. Students post 2000 kids, whatever we say, they didn't recognize that whether it's proprietary or free software. It become that level. So as far as we don't have any challenges on force, because force become a usual practice for us. But as I said, coming to AI, there is a confusion, lack of clarity with regards to the its algorithmic biases and the level to which it has been played on the school level, especially when the kids digital addiction, that word may I have to use post COVID, have been rising to the unexpected levels. This sort of issue, how to downplay the kids' technological usage and how to channelize that to a more edutainment sort of thing, that is a big challenge as of now.
Uh, One practical question, as you have mentioned that our team is developing their own software and people are using it. But as students are using different kind of devices at phone, they are using MS Office or they have MacBook, they have Android in phone. So do they face any difficulty while using such open source in the school and like some other issues? Is there any
No,
data on
see,
that from the school?
yeah, we do have a customized OS suite. But that means the operating system, Office packages or graphics, multimedia, GIS, everything comes bundled. Okay, even the Libre card. Vinukata, as I mentioned, all these applications are bundle cut, and that is worth 1.5 lakhs per machine worth of software if you do that in bulk, even in bulk. And this is, you can download that from a KITE website. And this is there in all schools, so students are comfortable to copy that and use that machines. And with even if their parents or some others are using other machines, some of them are dual booting, so they didn't find any difficulty for this thing that. And the installation of our distribution is more common for the students even if they are at home. And we have a different set of clubs called Little Kites IT clubs, small kids, which is the largest ICT network in the country as of now. Each year, 1.8 lakh students are part of that each year. And one of their activities, which include even giving cyber safety literacy to their parents. 4 lakh parents has been trained by them. Another major activity is to the frequent installation fest to the nearby neighboring adults, community, this thing and all through the school Little Kites Club. So basically, now there is an ecosystem wherein nobody finds it difficult to have a kite Linux or FOSS based OS, and it's a settled position as of.
As sir, you have mentioned about the little kite club. So, if suppose the school want to start their own open source club or install open source in their school, so where how they can start from the scratch? I'm talking about a particular, not the whole state, but for a school itself.
You mean schools in Kerala or outside?
Outside, in any other state in India, not in Kerala.
That is what we have. It should be, first of all, these all not any isolated activities or isolated experience. This should be in a holistic manner. That is more important. See, what we have done throughout these years is that we have approached this in a holistic manner. For example, you cannot do things without a hardware. So hardware is okay, but with the hardware with the proper content should be there, and you should have a trained army of persons to do the training, customization, support, and all. So these three should come together. That is what we were suggesting for other state. We have been contacted by different states and different nations, especially through the UNICEF's interventions and all. So we are proposing what it should be. If you have a digital education in a holistic way, you should have the capacity building, infrastructure, and content and the monitoring system. These four pillars should be equally placed. Okay, so for example, if a school at Tamil Nadu one, they can download that and they can download our Tamil textbooks and they can do that. But that's all isolated things. But the department or the centralized way, they have to take the initiative, and there should be some trained teachers to motivate and to do the support, and there should be content that is more important. And the content, you should not. We are not taking the content which are available in the market. We are not procuring from the market. It's not a sort of procurement, but it's a pedagogical practice. Your digital content is as important as having a textbook. And you know how much pain and how much effort you are taking to build a textbook. It's not that it's written by somebody else from home and like that. There are different type of workshop. First, a textbook preparation process is very complex. First, they have to find out the curriculum grid, then LOs, then the activities, then chapters, then the assessment, then the teacher's handbook. So, and it's all going through different levels of vetting by the academicians through the curriculum steering committee and all. So, likewise, you cannot bypass all these mechanisms and do digital content in a fancy way by some techie, some startups like that. That if you go by that, then your curriculum will be getting what is backsided, and this non-pedagogical digital content fancy thing will come up front. It will override the whole academics. So you should be very careful in using the digital technology for digital education. I'm not talking about the skills. You can have different skills of video editing, audio editing, these sort of things. That is a different thing. But to have a serious intervention in education, you should have the proper curricular framework in your mind, for which you need proper support.
So another question comes from the background of the open source, the philosophy of the open source. So while implementing the open source system in the education system or any other is in Kerala or any other state, so are we having the whole philosophy of the open source knowledge sharing, or doing the same, sharing the same with the students, that why we are using the open source and free softwares, or the students are just learning the tech part of it and enjoying it?
Can you do repeat that question?
Sorry, sir, my question is that open source started as a movement for knowledge sharing as a free software in tech realm. And my question comes from the students who are using it or the teacher who are using it. Are they aware about the philosophy of the open source, or they are using as a tech solution provided by the state, as it is mandatory by the state in the Kerala?
That's a good question. When we have started the free software education in early 2005, 6, 7, like that time, there were chapters on free software philosophy, Stallman, Linus Torvald, and how it comes and what are the levels of freedom, these things and all. But after sometimes that part has been go. It is a poor theoretical thing. It has lost, and now we are taking efforts to do that through free software freedom day, like you have done this open source day. September we celebrate software freedom day. We do conduct freedom fest. SFLC was part of that. No, freedom fest also. Before the freedom fest, schools will have these awareness programs, and also we are keen to keep this philosophy, especially when we deploy the school wiki, the media wiki platform, and how Wikipedia works and how knowledge, collaborative knowledge content practices are happening. That thinking and that philosophy is strongly part of the system. There are some deviation, as you said. There are certain challenges that they simply say, okay, this is what is the difference between Ubuntu and Apple. It's good that okay, but if they don't know the philosophy, because the children, they are they are the future. So we insist to have that this thing also. Whenever we see that that is diluted, we will take efforts to take back to the on track.
Yeah, yeah. Yesterday we asked the same question to our guests, that many people join open source movement during their college and universities just to get a job. And once they get a job, they leave the open source and they don't get involved in developing the open source. And that's where this question came from actually. So, is there any ideas that I mean, we are talking about schools, and apart from schools, are we using the same open source technology on government universities in the Kerala?
Basically, unfortunately, for the college level, the higher education level, there is no such mandates or the insistence to have this free and open source software. Okay, it's a different stage. Schools, we could able to do this because in class 1 to 10, IT is a mandatory subject. But when it comes to plus one, plus two, it is limited to the computer science students. And even if they are using for the system for teaching, learning, or other subject also, they are using IT as a subject there. This is the same issue for the colleges also. But the government policy is keen, but it has started. It has a very strong base in 2007, and it started getting diluted sometimes. Again, the movements like, because I do represent the DAK also, Democratic Alliance for Knowledge Freedom. I'm the state president of that. So we have serious programs, parallel programs for public to get awareness and to impact to disseminate the strength of free and open source software and the enormous possibilities, and moreover the philosophy of that. So this, it should be a continuous effort. Sometimes it will downplay, but you have to be there should be continuous sustainable effort to promote the philosophy of FOSS.
Sir, as you mentioned earlier about the open source software Maya, and learning Maya promised the job opportunities, and but later Blender did not at that moment when Maya was hit. But now Blender is one of the hit animated tool, and Maya is not. So even while using the open source tools, free softwares, Should people focus on those tools which are promising and helping people to get the job, or they are work with other softwares as well? They are that which are still in developing or not very uh, useful at this moment.
See, whenever people coming from outside, they ask us, see, what is the point for you to teach this thing in free and open software? You are saying that you are using GNU Kata instead of Tally. You use LibreCAD instead of AutoCAD. So, what is the point for the students? What they're coming on? The same question is applicable for whether you do Adobe's proprietary one or Blender. It basically the skill and you have the aptitude that needed for a student to perform actually. So even if you use GNU Kata, you won't find any difficulty to use the Tally whenever the situation demands so, because basically the interfaces and the applications you may need some time to customize, like you are in a one school and you have taken to new schools, so some adaptive this thing, but they can do if you have a strong base, strong foundation, you can do that easily. We have been teaching in the little kites, especially on animations, programming, and robotics. These are the three different areas which we focus right now. But the way the children are doing animations with uh, Blender and all, no, it's amazing. In fact, we have limitation. We have a Core i3 level machines, but it may require minimum Core i5, so they may take more time. These sort of practical issues are there, but within that time, within the limitation itself, they are performing level best. So when the foundation is strong, the platforms are irrelevant for the students to get that. Another thing that our intervention is not job oriented. Class 1 to 10 especially, it's not that let them go to the IT skill or IT job. It's just them to get the confidence and to get the necessary skill, whichever may be their domain, whether it is IT, tech, arts, humanities, commerce, whatever things. So it's a basic things, and most students they may prefer for IT and all, and we have testimonials and all that, but we don't focus on the jobs in IT part, that is, but based on skill plus a strong curricular base for them to to get them a meaningful education in their school days.
Uh, Coming back to the question of regarding the policy we were discussing when we talked about college and FOSS. So, is there any what is the policy of the Kerala regarding the FOSS, not just in school but throughout the entire government system, apart from outside
Yeah,
school and other?
yeah, Kerala since 2007 has not diluted the policy of having importance to free and open source software. And still now the existing policy demands force for e-governance application, and only if a committee certifies that the force application for this particular thing is not there, then only they are permitted to do the proprietary thing. But there are some dilutions for the skill-based training which are happening right now, which is not for mere governmental functions, but for private public participations and all. But see, even in the government secretariat in Kerala, they use customized free and open source software for this. So there is a consensus for using FOSS in governmental system in Kerala. It's not the operating system alone. See the other things, the licenses and the dependency, all those things also. When the projects are being tendered or procured, the FOSS license are being insisted. So the
Uh,
policy is pro force only in Kerala.
so, is there any, as you are head of the KITE, is there any other states you are helping is soon coming out with their own FOSS technology in education and outside education with other government institutions?
See, the southern states, almost all of them, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, they have all shown interest. And certain other states in northern part also, they have taken input from them. We have getting so many visitors, but unfortunately, they could not have a force-based education policy like ours because they don't have IT school or KITE in their states. It's a part of their general educational machinery, In Kerala, last 25 years, this ITL school and KITE exist as a separate entity, even if it's a part of education system, and exclusively we could able to intervene in that. And the government is ensuring proper infrastructure and content we are developing, and it's mandatory. Teachers are coming forward to teach use IT. See that the IT teachers last 20-25 years, they are not from IT background. We don't have an IT cadre from class 1 to 10. The normal existing teachers who are showing interest, getting trained well, and then they are teaching IT. So even in the IT school, if you see the master trainers who develop the content, OS and all, they are not IT experts in that per se, but they are coming from different subjects. They are teachers, but they have joined here and have acquired the skills and are upgrading it continuously and collaborating with the peer groups and building that. So that is the beauty of the whole system. It's not easy to replicate this unless other states have a very strong policy determination to have this system like this.
Uh, One last question, sir. Then we will open this to the public. So, Indian government has already developed many open source based knowledge system like Swayam and all that you can learn about different things. So, is Kerala and KITE is also adopting them in their school to learn about different subject topics that is freely available on the internet and YouTube on their website also.
In fact, the MOOC-based courses, we have our own platforms like Cool, and we have started even a basic essential course for public. 1,200, public has already in trade. And this SWAYAM, this sort of existing course, RIA, sort of things, even they other that also teachers are using right now. We are not formally what is promoting this sort of thing, but it's the choice of teachers and students. They can do that.
Thank you, sir. Now we are opening the platform for the questions. Any participants who want to ask the question, please drop your question or raise your hands. Hi, Kiran. Yeah, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
You are from which state? Where you have studied? Okay, fine, fine. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, right, right, right. See, basically, even CDAC, I don't know how many of you have remember, they have come up with the Bharat operating system, BOS, which was which almost 10, yeah, 15 years ago. They were very keen to have free and open source software domain. So basically, that is what now Stallman. There is a famous speech by Richard Stallman. He has been saying that uh, the philosophy of using free and open source software. You don't become your students pirates, and how to become the promote how to promote that. There's a famous quote which I don't remember right now. I am also a little bit hungry after the office hour time. So uh, Likewise, basically the value of core education system like sharing, collaboration, and for which this our force philosophy is exactly aligning with that. One at one time use restrictions, protections, antivirus, non-distribution. These all things are there for that's a different school altogether. But these are the problems that if you see that in a core technological point of view, you may have taken that approach. But you you think it on a educational point of view. What are the educational values? Critical thinking, critical pedagogy, analytical skills, this behavioral well-being. So, in if you include this technology as part of your educational system and imbibe it within the educational philosophy framework, definitely you can do the collaborative practices and helping others, sharing, and all those things. So that is a difference which has to be taken at a policy level. And if you have a holistic intervention in education, definitely you can have that. So we are discussing with other states and other groups to have that sort of introduction, that sort of implementation without being fully a technology driven thing. That is the difference.
Thank you, sir. We have another question from Mr. Gopi. He's asking how to implement FOSS in Tamil Nadu education system.
I have been to Tamil Nadu 2 months before, had some discussion with them, especially for the Little Kites part. They want to have the creativity building thing for the students using technology. And I think some collaboration will happen. The discussion is going on with them. Because that basically these whole things has to be decided policy level from there. We have actually through different platform and formula forums we have extended our help to have this sort of systems elsewhere. We are open for that.
This question is from my end. So, when we adopt FOSS in our education system or any system which is already running on pre-existing software, how much does it cost to the government or the ministry? And from where we can get the funding and support for the same?
See, that's what for us the software part doesn't cost much. But if they say about the migration, that is not the software cost. You have to train your teachers. You have to do the digital content development, and if you have planned well with the minimum resources you have, you can do that with your in-house resources with the expertise which are available under the force vast network. That is the beauty of this thing, no? When we started School Wiki in 2009, which is the customized version of Wikimedia, we help from the wiki community. Likewise, before we use our own operating system, the force community has helped us to build the system. So the community support coupled with the determination of the policy makers to have this, then cost will not be a factor. Anyway, you are spending so much money for education, for uniform, textbooks, and also this will not be a substantiative portion. It will be a very minimum addition to your existing cost, or you can have even the cost saving in some aspects, but you should have that determination at a policy level. That is more important.
So
I am
the
not
maybe
saying about one school converting or one student, one classroom. I am considering this as a total intervention in a state or in a region alike. Yeah,
uh,
please.
sure, sir. So, so while when teacher was learning these new FOSS application software, do they face any difficulties while migrating to completely new operating systems and technology? Do they complain or do they raise any issue why we are doing this?
Can you please repeat? I didn't hear it.
Sorry, I was asking ki, when we start training our teachers for this purpose to migrating to the new open source and free software technology, do they face any difficulty or raise any complaint why we are doing going while we are doing shifting to the new technology? Why we are not
Yeah,
using the previous one, which is already existing there and easy to use?
exactly. Actually, I'll tell you, when we had this in 2005 or 2006, we had great difficulty because there were not that much compatible or competitive software available at this side, at our side, and there were many issues, this thing and all. Nowadays, it's very easy, even the platform. If you see the Microsoft Excel and Libre Calc or the Impress of Libre Impress or presentation, you won't feel much difference. Adaptability or shifting is very easy, but with the free and beauty is that you can have everything under single umbrella. You can bind it and make it animation, graphics, whichever things in the common part. You don't have to that. None of our schools or students have to go each software and install it separately. It's all bundled together and giving them. So with that sort of support, teachers will not find difficult for migration at this time, because time has changed that much, and the whole FOSS product have matured, and even they have started outperforming the proprietary platform at certain extents, especially the blender sort of things. Yeah.
So this question is from Vignesh. He's asking ki, as central government has introduced FOSS in our education system, but there is no such much developments on that. So did they reach out to have they reach out to the Kerala for any help, or is there any work going on? If you are aware about on that note, to adopt FOSS in.
See, See, one thing is that central government, as education is most of state subjects. So each state government has their own state machinery, CRTs, directorates, programs, and all. So there is a CBSE board which controls centrally. Central government has under NCRT there are CITs. They have taken our expertise earlier, and they are also promoting free and open source software. But to have the meaningful intervention in any state, in any school, it is the states that has to act. There are limitations for the center. They may push certain funds through some schemes like Samagra Shiksha and other schemes, but actually to get it done at the field, the state should take the leadership, which is more important. Central to implement in the field level, the state education department or its CRTs or whatever organization like KITE in each state, they have to act.
Any more question anyone wants to ask? Otherwise, we will close this session in next
Yeah, I
5 minutes.
think that's also better to close because I have another meeting at 7. Without
Okay,
knowing
okay,
this, I have committed for another meeting, so I need a 5 minutes break also. So
okay,
if
okay,
other questions, they
okay.
can contact me after this time, and I will respond that. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Okay, then. Oh, okay. Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts on the journey of kites and implementing FOSS in the education system, and sharing your experience, not just from Kerala, that can also be adopted in any school. People can learn from it. Schools and other education departments can learn from it and in implementing FOSS in their system. And as we bring this session to close, I want to extend my heartfelt thank you to everyone who have joined this session, asked questions, and enrich this insightful discussion. Uh, this is not the closing of this is not closing of the our open source week. We are also having another session tomorrow on the FOSS and licensing that will be our panelists will be Prashant Subichal, Legal Director of SLC.in, along with Missy Chaudhary, who is the founder of SLC.in. Please join. And as we are the part of open source communities, do collaborate, do work, and keep developing new tools and new softwares for the advancement of the open source and sharing knowledge. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Sadath, for joining us. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you very much. Bye. Bye. Okay.